This is a Rogue Media Network production.
Stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie skies are wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas, deep in the heart of Texas.
I have like 400 pins here, but none of them work.
Well, that's not good.
Not great. I don't know if it's the paper, it's me, or it's the pins. Hey, everybody, welcome to King of the Hill Podcast. I am Mike, and he
It's still rusty.
there he is. He's still rusty.
Yep.
This marks a time when we used to record more than 2 a week. You know,
It does, yeah.
Yeah,
Back
jamming
in the
these
day,
suckers
yeah,
together.
when we're jamming them down.
But this
Yeah.
is, this gets us back on track. We'll be good. I think that everybody got 2 drops in the last couple of days. When they got a
Yeah,
Monday and a
everybody's-
Friday, like real
Yeah,
close
they're about
together.
to get another drop real quick. So y'all have
Yep.
like bat bunch of stuff coming at you at once.
Backity back.
Excuse me. Yeah, this is
All
actually
right.
a pretty decent episode as far as
is.
some voice actors. Some voice actors and stuff. So
Mhm.
we have in this one we have what is it? It's Kelly Clarkson and Ben Stein.
Oh yeah, that is Ben Stein, huh?
Yeah, and the music teacher Eugene Grandy is voiced by John Ritter, and this is one of his late. I think this was released after he passed, I
Oh
believe.
really? Wow.
So this episode came out on May 2nd, 2004, and he died on September 11, 2003. So this might have been recorded before he passed away and released after.
Second biggest
Obviously,
tragedy on
it'd have to
September
be,
11th, huh?
I guess so. Yeah, I didn't realize he died on September 11th. Yeah, second
Yeah.
biggest tragedy. It was written by Tony Gamalobo and Rebecca May.
Okay.
He actually has written on a lot of King of the Hill episodes. Supervising producer, co-executive producer. So he was attached to Tony Gamalobo. He was attached to King of the Hill from around 2001 till its end. He actually worked on the last episode as the co-executive producer, and he also wrote it. The other one that is co-wrote on this one is Rebecca May. Rebecca May also wrote this one with him, and she also worked on a lot of episodes as far as writing and producing and stuff like that. And they write and produce some of the same shows, some of the same episodes together. And the
Okay.
director for this one is Trisha Garcia, and she worked on King of the Hill from season 1 all the way through season 13. She recorded at least one episode a season, sometimes did 3 or 4 episodes, but she was attached to the show for a very long time herself. But that's those people. So yeah, there's also in this is Kelly Clarkson and Ben Stein.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Clarkson, I wanna say is
This must have been like right after she won.
2 years.
Or no,
2
didn't
years.
win. Yeah.
2 years. No, she won. She won season 1. She
I
was
thought
the
she
one.
came in second.
No, Justin Guarini came in second.
Justin Guarini.
He was the guy. He had curly hair and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the one that did that. But
And the
Ben
star,
Stein
Justin
also
Loves
is in
Kelly.
here. Which, if you don't know who Ben Stein is, Ben Stein started his career as a political commentator and a speechwriter for Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford.
Nixon. Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote for Nixon
like
and
a-
Ford.
Well, he was like the real deal,
Yeah, he was. He was a real deal. And then obviously he's best known for Ferris Bueller's Day Off and When Ben Stein's Money and Arthur Newman in The Mask.
Arthur Newman in The Mask. Wow, I didn't even think about that one.
He played the doctor. Yeah, Dr. Arthur Newman.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's him. Yeah. So he's known for his deadpan delivery. I would never expect him to be a comedian. I wonder if he has any stand-up sets anywhere.
I don't know that he did stand up at all, but basically he had crafted a character that was just him, and so he just was himself for a long time.
Stein. Dry eyes or clear eyes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I forgot about those dry eyes commercials.
Yeah, the dry eyes commercials. Yeah,
he poured over a beach ball.
Yep, he did pour over a beach ball. So in this episode,
commercials used to be
a lot of pop culture stuff in this episode. A ton of pop culture references. You get Marilyn Monroe mentioned, JFK, Martin Sheen, Steve-O, Johnny Knoxville, Ronald Reagan, and which is funny that Steve-O gets mentioned because Steve-O is still mentioned later. 20 years now, Steve-O has found a way to make himself relevant again and dived into the podcasting world. And now Steve-O was one of those ones that never really, he was broke, but he was a celebrity while he was broke. So he didn't spend his money or nothing like that. But lucky for Steve-O, even if he would have been broke his whole life, he came from money. His dad was like the CEO of like some fruit company or something
really?
Yeah, Steve-O's dad was like an executive. His name's like Ted Glover is his dad's name, but he was like a businessman and stuff. And because Steve-O was born in like London, England, and he was born in Wimbledon in London, and he actually has a really good education and stuff like that. His dad was the president of Pepsi Cola's South American division. So he lived in Brazil, and his first words were spoken in Portuguese. He lived in Venezuela. He knows Spanish, lived in Toronto. So like he was a well-traveled and intelligent person, but he started doing drugs as a teenager and stuff like that. And obviously he ended up in the circus. He actually was he graduated clown college from Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Clown College. So so Steve-O. So yeah, he's mentioned in here, but yeah, there's a lot of pop culture stuff. You get they mentioned Ronald Reagan, George Clooney, Tobey Maguire, Michael Douglas, Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Fred Rogers, M. Night Shyamalan, Pachelbel, the composer, Jean-Luc Picard, Catherine Janeway, Data. I mean, there's a lot of them. Like it just goes on. Johann Goldberg, William Faulkner, Copernicus, Denzel Washington. I didn't realize they just mentioned so many of these people. NSYNC, wow, Jim Carrey, Renee Zellweger, Catherine Zeta-Jones, John Cusack, Pamela Anderson. It just goes on. Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks.
There's a lot of people of them when he passes out. Like he has that little vision, and there's like 50 of them that pop up or something.
Yeah, there's tons of them. Yeah, so yeah, this has a lot of them.
Just letting you know.
Oh yeah, what's up, buddy? Yeah, I didn't have that screen up. I was looking at something else, but yeah, appreciate you, buddy. So yeah, this is actually okay. So the episode title is called "Stressed for Success," which is a reference to "Dressed for Success." The Swedish pop rock duo Roxette is the song for that. And this episode is actually the final TV appearance of John Ritter before his passing on September 11, 2003. So the episode premiered over 8 months after his death, but this would have been his final appearance on television. So
it was such a funny guy.
The lore continues. The lore of King of the Hill continues. I wasn't aware that this was John Ritter's final TV appearance. So, but there you go.
Very funny guy, and was great in Sling Blade also. Really good stuff. And honestly, his son's very talented as well.
His son's talented. Did he have a brother too? Didn't he have a brother as well?
Maybe, but his daughter, she's Jessica Jones in the Marvel universe.
Oh, I was thinking of the older Ritter, not the younger Ritter. Never mind. Yeah, he had a dad named Tex Ritter that was singing cowboy, right? Yeah.
She was also the girlfriend who dies, spoiler alert, in Breaking Bad. So she's Jesse's girlfriend who dies. Yeah.
No, he did have a brother. I thought I was right. His name is Jay. Never mind. That's his. No, never mind. That's his. Yeah, that's his son. Sorry, Jason and Tyler are his sons.
Baby T says he was a sophomore in high school at that time. I guess he's talking about when John Ritter died.
Oh, when John Ritter died, I would have been like a freshman or sophomore. So me and Baby T are probably close to the same age. Yeah, I would have been probably around that. Actually, my favorite thing that John Ritter did, you mentioned Sling Blade and stuff like that. Yeah. My favorite thing that he actually did was the voice of Clifford on Clifford the Big Red Dog. That's the thing. That's actually the thing I know him for the most, because I was like 10, I guess, when that show came out, and I have younger siblings. So that was one of the things that came on sometimes early in the morning. So while you're waiting, for the school bus and you're sitting there watching TV, that was one of the shows that was on. I just remember his voice. He had he was one of those guys that agreed to do a show like that. So there was always something left for his kids or his grandkids or whatever. That was one of the reasons why he did.
Oh, that's cool.
He did that show. So,
what did he die of? Do you remember? Was it just like a heart attack?
I want to say that he died of. It was an illness. He got ill and then he started like vomiting and had chest pain. And they assumed it was a heart attack, but then they called it an aortic dissection, which is when an injury to the innermost layer of the aorta allows blood to flow between the layers of the aortic wall, forcing the layers of your heart apart.
Wow.
So it's like a tearing of your heart because of a tear on the inside that's pushing everything out from the pressure. So it was similar to a heart attack, but it wasn't a heart attack. He was actually rehearsing for his TV show 8 Simple Rules on Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, and he had got sick and they had rushed him to the hospital, which they conveniently, I imagine it's probably by design for medical situations for actors and actresses, but they have a hospital that's directly across the street from the Walt Disney Studio called Providence St. Joseph Medical Center, and they took him there, and he died, at 10:48 that night. He was only 54. He was only 54.
He was that 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter was a decent show. It was on ABC, and his daughter, I believe, is the one that went on to Big Bang Theory. I believe it's that Kelly Cuoco, or however you say her name.
Oh, John Ritter's daughter?
Yeah, in the show.
Oh, in the show. Yeah. Absolutely. That's exactly what happened. And actually, there was a court case after he died. So after he died, his widow went and filed lawsuits against the doctors involved in his treatment. Some of the lawsuits were settled out of court for $14 million, and then there was another settlement for $9.4 million. But there was one that was a $67 million wrongful death suit. That was 2 of the physicians, and the claim was that they misdiagnosed his condition as a heart attack, and they failed to detect an enlargement of his heart when he had a full body scan 2 years prior, because it causes enlargement of your heart before, like where he was at the critical point. They could have caught it sooner and there's signs sooner, but nobody caught the signs like they were supposed to, and the jury actually split 9-3 in favor of the 2 doctors, so they were cleared of any wrongdoing.
Baby T brought up the Problem Child movies. He was the dad in that. He was very good.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so like we talked about, this is season 8, episode 18, Stressed for Success. In the year of our Lord, it is 8 ABE13. So we're not far off. We're about 5 off. This aired May 2nd, 2004. Bobby joins the school's academic team where he specializes in pop culture, but the stress proves too much for him to handle. So
it's a good one. I like this one.
Yeah. This one is all about Quiz Bowl. Like, and this is a thing that kids do in school. I have a little thing to show here, and there's good audio, so you audio folks will enjoy this too. So just hang on. Here we go.
Middle school, high school, or college, of 4 players each, compete head-to-head to score as many points as possible by answering questions from all areas of knowledge, including history, literature, science, fine arts, current events, and more. The moderator begins each round by reading a toss-up question to both teams. Each toss-up question contains a series of clues that start hard and end easy. Any player may buzz in to answer a question at any time, but they must answer without the help of their
That
teammates.
buzzer button seems way too small.
This artist argued that art
Way
impacts
too
people through the
small.
principle of inner necessity, an idea he elaborated on in his book Concerning the Spiritual in Art.
A player who answers a toss-up correctly earns his or her team 10 or even 15 points, depending how fast the player answers the question.
Famous Russian artist who created many improvisations and compositions, as well as the Blue Rider.
Kandinsky.
That's correct for 10 points.
If the player answers a toss-up incorrectly, the other team gets a chance for one of its members to answer the question.
One breakdown product of this protein, ferrohemate, is toxic to the kidneys in a condition whose symptoms include tea-colored urine.
Hemoglobin?
Sorry.
Urine.
Myoglobin? That's correct for 10 points.
Myoglobin?
The team that wins the toss-up also earns the chance to answer the bonus, 3 questions with a shared theme.
While arguing against segregation, this man said the ground at the foot of the cross is level.
Billy Graham.
In 1963, Graham posted bail when Martin Luther King was imprisoned in this Alabama city.
Birmingham.
Graham opposed this televangelist's moral majority.
The Liberty University dude.
Jerry Falwell.
Each section is worth 10 points for a total of 30. All team members can
I don't
work
think I've
together
ever
to
seen
answer these
somebody act
questions.
so happy when they say Jerry Falwell.
A typical
Yeah, I
game
haven't either.
consists of about 20 toss-up questions and takes about 30 minutes to play. At the end of this time, the team with the most points wins.
There you go.
Yeah, the
That's
National
how you
Academic Quiz, whatever. Yeah,
can
I was
start turning
actually, I actually did some stuff like that in school. I was a part of the Who's, the Who's Who, and then I did that thing, and then we
Yeah.
did UIL stuff. I did a bunch of UIL stuff where we did similar things like that,
Oh, yeah.
academic based stuff. Yeah.
That's cool. I probably would have really enjoyed something like that. I just never had the opportunity to do it, being in a Nazi school and all. So
Nazi school, yeah. When
Yeah.
I was in like 7th or 8th grade, I can't remember what it was called. Oh, it was the Duke Talent Search, is what it was called. It was the Duke University Talent Search.
okay.
And what they would do is they would select certain kids out of certain schools. I think it was like middle school, maybe junior
Yeah.
high, middle school.
Yeah.
And I was in the 6th grade, and I got an opportunity to go take the ACT.
Oh wow. That sounds
Did horrible.
awful
Did
for a
horrible,
6th grader.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did good everywhere except for math. I
Yeah.
actually was proficient in everything but math. Math was the only thing that I did horrible in, and science. Math and science are the two that I did terrible in because
Math is
I was young.
Math is the bane of American kids' existence. Okay, so Bobby joins the school academic team. We kind of saw what that was. Let's get this sucker started. We start over at Tom Landry Middle School in history class. It says American presidents on the board, and the teacher says, the teacher is up there watching a student do a presentation, and the student says, and after he bagged her he bagged Marilyn Monroe. And the teacher's like, okay, that's Kennedy number 5. Anyone else have something different? And Bobby raises his hand.
Oh, we get the worst timeline for Kennedys like right
Yeah.
now. We get the worst surviving Kennedy. Literally the worst surviving Kennedy to be a part of the Kennedy family. Like out of all the ones that could have died in plane crashes, we get stuck with RFK.
Well, yeah, I was watching Saturday Night Live, or a little clip from it the other day, and it was the Weekend Update, and they put up a picture of RFK, and they said RFK seen here on his mission, coming back from his mission to the sun. And so
Oh yeah. There's this really funny TikTok creator named Doinkles, Doinkles, and
Love their work.
he does an really good impression of him. But what it is the clip of his that went viral is the guy was in a praying mantis suit and used AI to put RFK's face over him, so he's like in a praying mantis suit with RFK's face, and the caption was, imagine if RFK was your trip sitter while you were tripping on mushrooms or something like that. And it's like the point of view is like RFK looking over somebody.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really, really funny. It's pretty good. He does a really good impression.
So the teacher gets happy because Bobby raises his hand. She goes, oh, good. Go ahead, Bobby. He goes, I have chosen the smartest and most photogenic of all the presidents, Mr. Martin Sheen. President Sheen is a Nobel Prize winner in economics, yet he loves poetry. And despite round-the-clock meetings, death threats, and MS, he still finds time for playful banter with his senior staff. The teacher says, Bobby, your assignment was to research an actual president. Martin Sheen is an actor. He goes, oh yeah? Well, tell that to the 50 million people he helped with his poverty bill. So, of course, they're referring to West Wing, right? Which was
yes,
popular
yes, which was very popular.
All right, so we end up next at the Hill House. Bobby's on the couch and he's watching TV. On the TV, you hear, "Hey, Steve-O, I'm going to drive this golf cart with my butt," and everybody's laughing and everything. So obviously he's watching Jackass. In comes Hank, and he says, "Hey, my hummingbird feeder just got its first customer. Bobby, come take a look." Bobby doesn't move. Bobby? He goes, "Oh, huh? Oh, yeah, I've seen them. Animal Planet did hummingbirds in their Wings of Fury week." And Hank's like, "But you don't even have to stand up. Just cock your head a little bit." He goes, "Bobby?" And Bobby still is just glued to the TV, and you hear, "Yeah, Johnny, I'm going to drive it into a wall." And then Bobby finally kind of perks up and goes, "What?" He goes, "Oh, never mind." In comes Peggy. "Bobby, what are you doing watching TV? You have an oral report to redo. Your son thought Martin Sheen was a president." He goes, "No, I didn't, but his character's based on the real President Bartlett, right?" I mean, this is a kid that knows nothing but TV. Hank says, "No, see, this is exactly what happens when you watch too much television. Bobby, turn that off." He kind of makes a thing, and he goes all the way off because all he did was mute it. He turns it off. Hank says, "You can't keep coming home after school and plopping down in front of the TV." And then Peggy, of course, being, she says, "He's right. It's not good for you or the couch." I mean, that she's worried about the couch. She's worried about the couch. Hank says, "Starting tomorrow, you're getting yourself an extracurricular activity, something to keep you busy before your mother and I come home from work." He goes, "But Dad, no buts. Now go start that report." "But which president should I? Ronald Reagan." Like he knows exactly what.
Yeah, he knows exactly. Yeah.
All right, next day, Ronald Reagan. Next day, we're at Tom Landry Middle School at the lockers. Bobby's still looking kind of sad. Up comes Connie. "Hey, Bobby, what are you doing?" "Nothing. I'm supposed to be in chess club, but they kicked me out. They don't want you to double jump. They shouldn't play it on a checkers board," he says real loud, like he's yelling at the chess club. Connie says, "Sorry, I can't stay and listen to the event, but our Quiz Bowl team keeps losing, and now Coach Grandy is making us do mind sprints after school." Mind sprints. That's good stuff. Mind sprints. Bobby says, "How could you ever lose? You're the smartest person I know." She says, "It's those stupid pop culture questions. How are we supposed to know what out-of-sight actor got his start on the facts?" And he goes, "George Clooney." Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Then up comes one of the kids, and he's saying osmosis, mitosis, meiosis, osmosis, mitosis, meiosis. And then you hear another kid, "No, base 10, idiot." And then the teacher is in there, and he says, "Hello, Connie," because she comes in with Bobby. He goes, "Hello, Connie. I'm sorry, Bobby, when you won't change for the vending machine, you're going to have to start going somewhere else." That tells you everything you need to know about Bobby right there and what people think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she didn't think very highly of him.
Yeah. Connie says, "No, Bobby wants to join the team." Teacher's like, why would we want? Oh no, I'm sorry. One of the kids says, "Why would we want Booby Hill so the other teams can feel sorry for us?" Connie said,
"Not Booby Hill. Don't call him that." Yeah.
Connie says, "They already feel sorry for us because you can't remember the atomic weight of lithium. Bobby's going to be our secret weapon." And one of the other kids, "He's not a math guy, is he? Because I'm a math guy, right? Right?" And she goes, "No, Bobby's a pop culture expert." Another kid, "Oh, really? Ernie, ask him that one you didn't know." "You didn't know it either. What actor gave Peter Parker a new face in 2002? Tobey Maguire." And the guy's like, "Is he right?" The other one's, "Is he right?"
The best Spider-Man.
And then the teacher says, "Bravo, Bobby. Welcome to the team." And then you hear another one, a girl come up. She greets Bobby. She goes, "Dawn, American Lit, just so you know, you should bring your own pen. We have a thing about pens." So Bobby is part of this team now. I can't think of anybody else better to do the pop culture part of it other than maybe
Bobby.
Other than maybe like a 12-year-old girl somewhere. I mean, just
for sure.
I think Bobby keeps up with it more than they do.
Well, yeah, probably so. I feel like.
All right, so we're out at the fence. We got all 4 guys. We got Hank, we got Dale, we got Bill, and we got Boom. Baby T says he likes Tom Holland, but yeah, Toby is the GOAT. Sorry. We're at the fence, and Hank says, "You guys hear that? That's a sweet sound of Bobby not watching TV. I made him join an after-school activity." Bill says, "How do you know he's not watching TV at someone else's house or hiding in the bushes with one of those mini TVs?" Dale, "They keep making TVs smaller and smaller and bigger. Soon the medium TV is going to be a thing of the past." He's kind of right if you look at it now. Like there's either tiny TVs or there's big TVs.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. There's
no
nothing.
real
Yeah,
mid-level TV. Like who's buying a 24-inch TV? I mean, that's just not happening.
yeah. There's nobody's really buying it. I don't even think anybody's buying small TVs anymore. Like even for kids' bedrooms, a 50-inch TV is only
Yeah.
$200.
Yeah.
I remember
every once in a while I'll be going through Walmart and go by that electronics aisle, and I'll see like a 75-inch TV for like $300. I'm like,
I remember when the big CRT TVs went really cheap. I think the last one that my dad bought was like a 40-inch, and it was like $700. It was like the big CRT TVs. That was like the last one we got.
Well, I think before I bought the TV that we have now in the living room, it was the one before that was a 62-inch plasma, and it weighed about 1 million pounds, and it had that weird 3D thing where you wear the glasses that flutter,
Oh yeah.
That I only used about twice, and then they broke because somebody sat on them. So it was a great TV, but then we're watching TV one day and it just goes, and there's only sound, and you couldn't get it back on. So
no, they're hard to repair too. Yeah.
Now it's sitting out by one of my sheds out here, and my grandson is going to take it to the rage room so he can beat it with a bat.
Oh wow, awesome!
Yeah. Hey man, it's a way to get that damn TV off the side of my shed too.
If it gets it out of there.
So he's worried about mid-level TVs. Bobby rides up on his bike and he says, "Hey Dad, guess what? I joined the academic team." He goes, "Academic team? That is a fancy way of saying you need to go to study hall." He goes, "No, I'm the pop culture guy." "The what?" "Come on, test me. Give me a name." And Bill, of course, Michael Douglas. "No, Michael Keaton." He goes, "Mr. Mom, Gung Ho, Beetlejuice with Winona Ryder, Batman Returns, and place it all started, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood." That you hear impressive, and then
that is impressive because I forgot Michael Keaton was on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yeah. Boomhauer, I love Mr. Rogers. And you hear, "Wow, Hank, how's it feel to be the father of a genius?" He goes, "Bobby's a good kid, but he's no genius. We have the report cards to prove it. And since when is popular culture considered academic?" It's serious business, Hank. You can't be a respected university these days without offering a major in commercial jingles or the films of M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
And then you hear Boomhauer pick this moment to talk. He said, "Yeah, man, talking about dang old Oberlin, man. You got a Phi Beta Kappa on them Muppets, yo." He says, "What? That's asinine. What kind of job can you get with a degree in pop culture?" You can be a professor of pop culture." Wow, Bobby the professor. And all of them like, they start thinking, scratching their chins and thinking. All right, we're at the first.
You can't really do anything with a pop culture degree.
No, and I don't understand why you have a degree in pop culture. It seems like you would take that time to learn more pop culture.
I think so. Yeah.
So we're at the first quiz. It's in the gym over at Tom Landry Middle School. Connie is just pacing back and forth. Bobby walks up and says, "Hey, Connie, this is so cool. Where should I sit? I don't know. I didn't know everybody got a buzzer. Quiz Bowl is cool." She goes, "I can't talk now, Bobby. I'm having trouble with my German composers. Pack a bell." He goes, "Hey, Jeremy," one of the other kids. He goes, "Hey, Jeremy, you ready to kick some Denton brain?" He goes, "Can't you see I'm trying to remember the quadratic equation? Oh, crap. Which is it?" He goes, "Oh, sorry." Then we go up into the stands and we see Khan and Ted Wasana song. Peggy walks up and she's about to sit down. But on Khan has a picture of Connie on it, and it says Go Khan Jr. And Ted has a picture of Chain, and it says Chain number 1. And she says, "Now this is Bobby's first match. So which is more appropriate, air horn or thunder sticks? Because I have both."
Isn't it funny that they belong to that they end up together and they don't even know it at this point? Yeah,
it's really nuts. Khan says, "What? Bobby on team? Quiz Bowl for top food chain, not sea student plankton." Ted goes, ho, ho, ho. I mean, he even laughs that way. He talks that way, laughs that way. All right.
They do a good job with him, yeah.
We hear the host, and this is Ben Stein. Welcome, willkommen, bienvenue. Today's match features Denton versus Tom Landry. Please test your buzzers. You hear the buzzers test. Category, chemistry. Question, negative 273 degrees Kelvin is also known as what? You hear a buzzer. Wasana Song, Tom Landry. Absolute zero. Chain Wasana Song is a chode. He is. Do not like that kid.
Well, he ends up being a chode still in season 14.
Yes, he's just a little bit bigger chode. You hear correct. Category, television. Who of the following is not a Starfleet captain? Picard, Janeway, or Data? You hear a buzzer, and of course, Bobby, Data, or Data. He goes, correct, but a warning. Please wait to be recognized by the quizmaster. And then later on, they're still going. You see the scoreboard, home 66 and guest 31. So they're kicking ass. You hear another buzzer. He goes, Hill, Tom Landry. And then Bobby says, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. Correct. And time expires. Winner, Tom Landry. Everybody cheers. And then you pan up to the state or the seating, and you hear super, just super. With proper training, Bobby could lead the team to the championship. They could be number one. And then Peggy's like, just think, if I hadn't set him in front of the TV to keep him from crying, we would not be here today. You're a great mom.
Wonderful mother.
Yeah. Now the guys and Hank are in Hank's backyard watching his hummingbird feeder, which is quite the hobby.
Okay.
You ever had a hummingbird feeder?
Yes, I've had bird feeders. Yeah. Bird feeders are fun. There's actually a company that makes these bird feeders. And it's not just bird feeders. It's like a bird feeder with like a little platform where you can put a little food for like woodland creatures, I guess.
Yeah.
But they have like a camera, so on your phone it'll alert you if there's a hummingbird on it, and you can literally watch the hummingbird on the feeder anywhere you are.
There's somebody who makes these little picnic tables for them. You ever seen those?
Yeah,
Like
I've seen those. Yeah,
picnic tables and stuff. I think that's cute as hell.
Yeah,
and then there's also a channel on YouTube that all they do is they dump these large piles of food like in the middle of the woods, and then they've got like those cameras on them, and you just watch the animals come and go and eat the food, and it is so peaceful, and it's very nice, very, very nice. That is absolutely what I would watch to go to sleep. I mean, that would
absolutely. I love watching hummingbird feeders. Yeah,
either that or golf, one or the other. All right, so the guys are in the backyard with Hank. They're watching the hummingbird feeder. He goes, yep, 4 parts water, 1 part sugar. And Bill, of course, got any leftovers? Up comes Bobby. Hey, Dad, we won. You should have seen it. We came out strong. Math, spelling, geography. Then we hit the wall. 2 art histories and a physics. And Bill's like, oh, no. How did you ever recover, Professor? The lightning round. It was TV theme songs. I cleaned house. And then everybody cheers. Hank says, I wanted Bobby to become the kind of kid who did stuff after school, but the stuff after school is just becoming more like Bobby. And Bill's like, you must be very proud. I guess he's proud that Bobby is still
doing something. Yeah.
All right, we are in class with the Quiz Bowl kids. And one of the kids, Connie says, you were on fire yesterday, Bobby. And one of the other kids says, I can't believe you made that kid cry. He goes, I'd cried too if I didn't know what movies Denzel got his Oscars for. Glory, Training Day. He knows all about Denzel.
Denzel Washington's actual first movie. So a lot of people don't know this. Okay, so Denzel Washington's let me pull up his filmography real fast. I can't remember the name of the movie, but his first movie he played it was like he had this fake British accent. So he played like a British guy or something like that. It's called no, actually it wasn't his first one that he was in. It was the second movie he was in. The first movie he's in was called A Carbon Copy. Maybe it's not even the first one. No, actually it's like one of the top. Okay, so he was in like 5 movies in the 80s, and before Glory he was in like 6 movies, and it was one of the 6 movies he was in before Glory. So it was called For Queen and Country, and he actually stars as a British former paratrooper who joined the British Army to escape poverty of inner city London, and he fights in the Falklands War. And when he comes home, he realizes that nobody cares whatsoever about but what it does is it's like it kind of evaluates and critiques Thatcherism, which was a conservative ideology at that time with Margaret Thatcher's policies, which she was pretty unpopular, and the socioeconomic effects that her policies had on the UK in the 80s. So what she did is they have these things called council homes, which are kind of like Section 8 type thing, but they're not the same style as Section 8 as you would assume here. They're actual livable homes and stuff like that. Well, she started selling those homes to private companies and stuff like that. So that was one of the most unpopular things that she did, and she took away milk, free milk in classrooms for kids.
Oh, how nice!
That was a big thing too. Yeah, she stole the milk. That's what they said. That's what they called it.
That he was in Philadelphia and Devil in a Blue Dress. Also,
yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. But yeah, so she was like wholly unpopular because of
she was Reagan's buddy.
That's why she was wholly unpopular. Those people claimed to be for the people, and they were really popular at their time. But in hindsight, if you look back at some of their policies, you could say that Ronald Reagan is the cause for. You could say that Ronald Reagan is the cause for the shit that we're dealing with now. To be honest.
Yep, absolutely. Because that
Ronald Reagan
economics was ridiculous.
Well, it's not even the trickle down economics. It goes to even more like detrimental thing to society. So he is the one that changed the laws. They used to have a fair reporting law to where all news outlets had to report news. They had to report fact. And his buddy was sensationalist radio host at that time, Rush Limbaugh. He was close friends with Reagan. So Reagan had did an executive order changing the fair reporting thing to where it was like a free-for-all. And that's what allowed for Fox News to enter, and not even just Fox News. I'll even go ahead and blame CNN and MSNBC. And then even the newer ones with Newsmax and OAN and all that. It allowed for that space to exist, because before that you had Walter Cronkite and all those kind of guys where you probably still couldn't tell who Walter Cronkite would vote for to this day. It was probably never ever known. And the same thing with like Carson too. Even he was a late night guy and he wasn't in news, but he was a big media guy. Even him, you didn't know too much about their politics.
You didn't take sides.
Yeah. And so Reagan was the one that like opened up the can of worms that allows for the media to just be whatever they want to be now.
You forgot one superlative for Rush Limbaugh, drug addict also.
Oh, he was a drug addict?
He was,
I didn't know that.
He was one of the first ones to start taking, what was it? I don't know. It was an opiate, and he took so much of it that it blew out one of his eardrums. Like he couldn't hear out of one of his ears.
Oxycontin and hydrocodone. That's what it was. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was one of the first oxy guys that really had a bad reaction to it. And like I say,
I didn't know that. But so he like I said, him being friends with Reagan and stuff like that kind of got that law
changed.
Just say
no, baby. Just say no. All right. So the teacher comes in and says, okay, people, cheeks and chairs. We did great yesterday, but we still made too many mistakes. I'm not going to point fingers, but people who should have a finger pointed at them know who they are. And he starts dropping like books on their tables in front of them. He goes, Chain, books on Copernicus. Dawn, the complete works of Faulkner. Connie, memorize the Goldberg variations. And Bobby, here's People, Us, and Entertainment Weekly. Bobby gets off light here, baby. I mean, he's got a couple of magazines he's got to read through,
Oh, yeah. My bad. So what that was called was the Fairness Doctrine. So it was an FCC doctrine which required stations provide free airtime for responses to any controversial opinions that were broadcast.
That's what I thought. I thought it was like a double-sided thing,
Yeah, that's what it was. So it forced the opinion, but it forced both opinions to be presented. So media wasn't like, so media wasn't like one channel you get, your conservative news, and one channel you get your liberal news. It was all on the same channel kind of thing.
That is all out the window now.
Yes. Yes.
So he gets his magazines. Bobby props his feet up on the thing and he goes, is this great or what? Hey, did you guys know that? And everybody's just like, shh. You better start reading or watching or whatever you do because we're counting on you. He goes, counting on me? Nobody's ever counted on me before. I won't let you down. Everybody's just like, shh. Baby T says, just the fact that we had two celebrities turned politicians to win the presidency of the country and ran shit similar to each other is irony that astounds me. Yeah, it astounds us all, dude. I'm telling you.
It does. Yeah, it's very
all right.
astounding.
That is our first commercial break. We'll take that, and we will be
right back.
He did it.
Join the Daily High Club, the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and accessories. Since 2015, we've sold over 1 million quality products and teamed up with legends like Snoop Dogg and Tommy Chong. Ready to elevate your smoking game? Visit dailyhighclub.com for our El Primo subscription box or shop unique pieces today.
Discover the world of luxury sex toys at Luxury Toy X and indulge in the ultimate pleasure experience. For years, we have been dedicated to the belief that sexuality and wellness are essential components of a happy and healthy life. With over 70,000 satisfied customers, we take pride in our ability to provide products that enhance your sexual well-being. Join our community of satisfied customers and unlock a world of pleasure and self-discovery. Visit luxurytoyx.com today.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I'm Hunter, the founder of Hello Cake, and today we're digging into ED meds. The number one thing we hear is that guys are sick of waiting for ED meds to kick in. Traditional ED meds take about an hour to kick in as they have to go through your digestive system, where Hello Cake's ED medication dissolves under your tongue and works in about 15 minutes. That's about 3 times faster than traditional ED medication. Curious about ED meds? Go to hellocake.com.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Baby girl, were you staring at me? You know that's not convincing, right? Try again. Well, you shouldn't just be staring then. You should taste.
I miss your presence, your laughter.
That is just the creepiest commercial.
Yeah, it's funny.
Baby girl, why are you staring?
Yeah.
Okay. Freaking idiots. All right. So
why
we come
staring?
back. Why are you staring? I miss your laughter. Your kiss. We're back at the Hill House. Bobby's in his PJs. He's in his room. He's taking notes and watching TV. You hear Bobby, breakfast. I'm blanketing the pigs. I love that phrase. I'm blanketing the pigs. And
I like that too.
He shouts back and says, I can't right now. TRL is pop-up. And then you hear, and he goes, oh, dang it. You remember the pop-up videos?
No, I don't remember those. Which ones?
So they would show music videos, and little informational pop-ups would happen during the music video to tell you things about.
Oh, yeah. I remember those. Yeah, I remember that. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I remember that.
Those were a hell of a lot of fun to watch. I mean,
they had them on VH1 and MTV. Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed them, honestly. All right, and then
the last music videos that I remember watching on MTV are Helena by My Chemical Romance and the song Untitled by Simple Plan, which is like a car wreck. It's like the whole video of the Simple Plan song is like a car wreck. And then obviously Helena, that's like a popular one. It's like the funeral or whatever.
Those
are the 2 last ones that I remember watching as a teenager.
I was there day one, dude. Day one of MTV.
Video killed the radio star.
Buggles. I remember when it came on. I was over at my friend Donald's house, and it was very, very exciting for us. Even though they showed about 12 videos over and over and over, but it was like nothing we had ever seen. I mean, it was pretty amazing.
It was brand new, yeah. Because I know they had music videos already at that point, but you didn't see them like. like regularly. You would have to hunt that out. That was like on. Did they release those on tapes or in the theaters, or how did that work?
No. You would maybe see them on something like Dick Clark's show or something like that. I mean, you just never really saw them. You had things like the Midnight Special, which was Wolfman Jack, and he would have people on there to perform. And then you had Saturday Night Live, of course, that had, musical acts. You started seeing more music. You had Hee Haw that was doing all country stuff.
Okay.
It was always a variety show or something like that where you saw people perform. And music videos were an entirely new thing. Like we had no idea what they were really.
I've got something for you. So in the late 1950s, there was a visual jukebox that was designed in France called the Scopitone, and it featured Scopitone fills were the forerunner of music videos. So what it was like this box or technology that they made, and they would feed a 16 millimeter film roll in it, and they would put it on there, and it would have pre-recorded, obviously, like videos to put on there. Right. The one that my mom had mentioned to me, because I was talking to her about music television, and she said that back in the day when she was a kid, and she would have been like 5 or 6 when this show started, right. And it went all the way through until she was a teenager, so it was kind of popular for like her era, was a TV show. And this was new to like TV period. They didn't have nothing like this in the States, I don't even think, at this point, but it was Top of the Pops. They had a TV show in England. It was the Top of the Pops TV show. Yeah. And I want to say that predates Ed Sullivan. But that was like a weekly show, and it actually ran for a really long time. It ran from 1964 to 2006. So really? I actually remember listening to, this is the 90s. There was a band called Five that my sister, is like when the boy bands, it was like a British boy band. And then there was obviously the girl band, Spice Girls. So I remember listening to Spice Girls on this Top of the Pop before I moved to the United States. That's my pop culture music thing that I remember.
Over here, we had Dick Clark with American Bandstand, and that would come on every Saturday. And then as soon as that went off, Soul Train would come on. Soul Train. And,
I love Soul Train. Yeah, I like Soul Train. Yeah. I wish they would bring that back, honestly.
Yeah, I would take both of them. American Bandstand was kind of cool because you would have these, they would play records and get the kids to vote whether they were a hit or a flop or whatever, and they would give them a score, and then they'd bring some live music on, and you just watch people dance and stuff. I mean, it was a very simple show, but it worked,
Yeah, for sure. So so there you go, guys. So the beginning of music video TV shows as you know it.
If you want to
started in England,
if you want to learn some stuff about MTV, there's a great documentary called I Want My MTV out there, and I think it's on a lot of the free services and stuff, but it's a really good one that talks about all the VJs and where they came from and how they started it. They really had no money.
Yeah, no, for sure. People always joke and say that white folks have no culture. We started the music video industry.
That's right.
We started the music video industry in England.
When I was teaching, we would
with
talk
our toast
about,
and beans. We were eating toast and beans, creating music videos.
Right. When I was teaching, those kids would ask me about, or we would talk about culture and stuff, because it was African American and Hispanic schools basically. It had like 3 white kids in it or whatever, and so I'm teaching there, and they would ask me about my history and my culture, and I would say, well, it's mostly like bologna sandwiches and mayonnaise, that kind of thing.
You should have told them on Christmas we eat Jell-O with hot dogs in it.
Jell-O hot dogs in it. That's what happened to us. All right. So we are in the kitchen, like I say, and Bobby is watching his pop-up videos. And we get wait, did I fuck something? No, I didn't. Okay. So he's watching his pop-up videos, and then Hank is in there already, and he goes, I can't believe you're serving him breakfast in bed. Breakfast was the only motivation he had to leave his room. She goes, Hank, we are the parents of a gifted child now. It's our responsibility to nurture him. He goes, but the whole point was to get him out of the house. She goes, if you were Einstein's father, we would not have the bomb. And then from the other room, you hear Bobby say, "Call our cable operator. There's a new MTV channel." So that was when MTV was well established, and it was starting MTV2 and all of that stuff.
MTV2, MTV Tray, MTV, all the world channels, because they started spreading it out through the world.
They had tons,
and then it slowly whittled away into nothing until
Jersey
Rob Dyrdek. Rob Dyrdek is the one that rode out the last bit of pennies they had. He stole every last dollar from MTV for ridiculousness. He actually got paid. The contract that they agreed upon for him to do ridiculousness was just absolutely ridiculousness.
You know, those guys at America's Funniest Home Videos have to be like, why didn't we get paid that much? You know?
Oh, they didn't get paid crap. The only reason why Rob, not only that, Rob Dyrdek being a known name before he went and did that, which he created the show. So I guess it's a little different than just having Bob Saget be your host, because Bob Saget was famous, obviously. But I guess just him having be the host and not actually the show creator is what the difference is, and how they got paid. But I do know that the contract for ridiculousness was pretty insane, and his actual work regimen for that show was pretty crazy too. But they would record like 5 or 6 episodes a day, and he was putting out like 200 and something episodes a year of that show.
Yeah. I'd never really watched it because I didn't like the idea of it being the same show basically as all the other ones, and also
all they would do is have like they would have that girl that laughs like,
that's what I'm saying. I wasn't crazy about her.
Laugh.
I didn't like her.
And they would have a random celebrity on there too. They would have celebrity and her, and then they had his buddy that he has on as well, that the guy that did the DJing part of it.
You know where his theme came from, right?
No, not at all.
It's a Devo song. It's a Devo song that I guess he got the rights to, but it just starts yeah.
Knowing him, he probably got the rights to it. He's actually a consummate businessman. He is very, 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 very good businessman.
Yeah, now he doesn't have to do anything.
No, he has this weird thing that he has now that he created. It's his new product, which is pretty much just a life scheduler, is what he came up with. He's like, every minute of your day counts. And then he showed his schedule. He has every single part of his day is planned from when he wakes up to when he goes to sleep. He has allotted time for spend time with kids, eat breakfast, spend time with wife, go to lunch, do this job, do this, spend time with kids, pick kids up from this, do that. Like, it's just so regimented. It's unbelievable.
Baby T says, remember The Grind? It came back on MTV in the 90s. I do remember The Grind.
Yeah, I remember The Grind. It was a dance show. I remember.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a dance show. Yeah.
All right, so we're in Tom Landry Middle School. We're in the hall. Connie's walking with Bobby, and she goes, I'm so glad you're on the team now, Bobby. I really like winning. The teacher walks up and he goes, here he is now, the brightest of all my shining stars. I was just telling Principal Moss about our team's winning streak. Moss says, to tell you the truth, I thought we cut Quiz Bowl last year. Guess we got rid of something else. Well, budget likes a winner, so keep it up. The teacher says, oh man, look, we all know drama and band are hanging on by a thread. Quiz Bowl is all I have. Bobby, I'm counting on you to lead us to victory. He says, drama and band are hanging on by a thread. Bobby says, I'm trying. He goes, remember, there's trying, and then there's trying harder. Try harder, Bobby. See you in class. This is the first glimpse we get of Bobby really struggling, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. He doesn't usually struggle, but he's definitely struggling now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He realizes how much pressure he's under. All right. So we're going to go over to the Quiz Bowl practice. And one of the kids is saying, I know this one. I know it. Sign. And then you hear the guy, no, cosine. And all the kids just groan. Dang it. And then you hear next, this is the next question. Quiet down, next question. This actor picked Cameron Diaz over Julia Roberts in My Best Friend's Wedding. And Bobby says, come on, coach, give me a hard one. Dylan McDermott. And the teacher says, no, Dermot Mulroney. He goes, oh yeah. I always get those guys mixed up. Someone needs a name change, am I right? And he kind of chuckles real dryly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, here it comes.
He's choking.
And then all of them, the teacher says, let's take a break. Who has the Tums? And everybody pulls out freaking Tums for the teacher. Chain marches over to Bobby's desk and says, "Hey, what's your problem? I'm trying." He goes, "What's your problem?" He goes, "I'm trying. I just goofed." He goes, "Look, booby, I have a plan. The chain train starts with Quiz Bowl, ends with Stanford Frat with all the ladies I can handle. You're not going to blow it for me." And it does end at Stanford with all the ladies. Or I guess he didn't go to Stanford, but he went to what, UT or wherever they were going? No, they were going to TCU.
So, TCU. Yeah, TCU.
Yeah. And then Connie looks at him and goes, "You can't make mistakes, Bobby. You just can't." Bobby looks super worried now.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we're back
Definitely
at the Hill
worried.
House. Yeah, we're back at the Hill House. We're in the kitchen. Peggy is there cooking. Hank is looking through magazines, and he goes, "Bobby gets so god dang many magazines. Couldn't at least one of them have a picture of a car or a fish on it?" Bobby comes in and goes, "The sweep starts this week or next?" He goes, "I don't know what that means." He goes, "Man, Quiz Bowl is getting tough." He goes, "Yeah, it's real hard sitting around watching TV." Bobby says, "I know. They broke up. I haven't even read the one where they got together." He's looking at all the magazines and stuff. He grabs all the magazines. He takes them out onto the patio, and he's just flipping through them so quick. We're starting to see Bobby start to unravel here.
Yeah, he is. He's not doing too good.
And as he's sitting there kind of, shoving all this information into his brain, Khan and Ted Wasanason come up with a mini fridge on a dolly. And you hear, "Bobby Hill, come on down. How much you pay for fabulous mini fridge stocked with Red Bull and Mountain Dew?" "Nothing. Free for you." He goes, "But why?" "Because you're the key to getting Chain into the school of his choice, Stanford." He goes, "Connie chose Harvard and you paved the way. With new fridge, you never have to leave your room. Everything on your shoulders." And that's Bobby's just like, "Oh, dear God." Now he's really worked up.
I think it's funny that they all ended up at TCU.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you go from Yale, Stanford, all that, and now you're at Go Horned Frogs?
I would think that TCU and Rice would be our versions of kind of a Stanford or a higher level university, especially Rice.
Potentially, yeah. I think it would be funny if they utilized Baylor for them to go to Baylor. That would have been funny. If Bobby at Baylor, that would have been great.
We were watching we watched part of a documentary last night. We both fell asleep on it, but we were watching part of a documentary on Netflix, and it was about this travel company that had this guy who would host students, college students abroad, and apparently he was raping them. And that's what the documentary was. That's what the documentary was all about. And then we paused it, because we both were just like, "Oh God, we got to go to sleep." And on the screen was the name of that company and all the universities around it. And the closest one was Baylor. So that's neat.
Yeah. Go Baylor. Go Bears.
Yeah. Go Bears. All right. We're at Tom Landry Middle School, the gym. It's Quiz Bowl.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
We're speaking of Baylor, and it just reminded me real fast. So I don't remember the year, but it was after Epstein had already been tried in his first sex crime case. Jeffrey Epstein flew out here, landed at our TSTC airport, which for those of you that don't know, TSTC airport is a private airport. It's not open to like commercial airliners. If you have a private plane or if you have a plane that's too big to land at Waco, because Waco Airport is not big enough. It's just a regional for hopper flights to Dallas, Austin,
Bush would land
Houston.
out there too.
Bush. But actually, I got stuck one time at Sonic on Bellmead Drive because that's the road they use to go towards Crawford, and they shut that whole thing down. And we were on lunch one time when he came into town in the morning time because you get lunch at 10 o'clock for whatever fucking reason for kids. So we're at lunch at like 10:45 in high school, and we're at Sonic getting lunch, and we couldn't get out because they had the whole road blocked off of Secret Service so he could come through. But my story is so Epstein actually landed out at TSTC airport. They had Baylor had two assistants of Ken Stars drive all the way to TSTC airport and pick him up, which isn't that far from Baylor. It's actually probably closer to Baylor than the Waco airport is. Absolutely. So they go and they pick him up and they drive him to Baylor. So all things you might need to check in your city too, but Epstein was in Waco, Texas.
The thing that
that's crazy to me. That's crazy.
I didn't really understand the tie that Starr had to Epstein until
his lawyer
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
until after Epstein died, and you started hearing all this stuff. I recorded Ken Starr's last audiobook. Yeah. Him and his wife came over and recorded a whole audiobook with us, and I did all the editing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Thanks. So you're 1 degree to Epstein from Ken Starr.
1 degree from Epstein.
Damn. Is Mike in the files? Let's check the files. I'm just kidding.
Also works
Check
at
the files.
That helps. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. No, that's cool. You did Ken Starr's last audiobook.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
No, he like died maybe a year later, and that was it. I mean,
my great grandma sewed Hitler's last T-shirt. No, I'm just kidding.
She was a seamstress for the Nazis.
She was a seamstress, you know. She didn't really vibe with the whole thing, but she could stitch up a killer shirt.
I don't like this design. It's just the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at Tom Lanning Middle School. We're in the gym. It's the quiz bowl. We see the scoreboard. Home 54, guess 53. So it's a nail biter. It's really close. Oh, Baby T did say Con did try to get Connie and Rice in the Redneck on Rainy Street. I do remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. Yeah. Actually, one of the largest Southeast Asian communities is in Houston. So
yeah, that's true. Well, it's a port city also, you know. So I mean, you get a lot of different stuff there. All right, so we hear a buzzer, and then the host says McBainterberry, and he goes Ursa Minor. He goes correct. McBainterberry ties the game, and I mean everybody is really on edge now because they're not supposed to be tying, and it's way too close for them. You hear a bell ding, and he goes, and time expires. How delightful. We have a tiebreaker. The winner will face Sterndal in the district finals. You hear the audience murmuring, and he says, category, the Grammys. Question, who is Dana Owens better known as? And you hear a buzzer. He goes, Hill, Tom Landry. And he just kind of freezes. And so the guy says, 5 seconds. He goes, Queen Latifah? You're correct. Winner, Tom Landry. Everybody cheers and laughs and stuff. So he is really feeling the heat. I've got one more thing I want to show you. This is
Show us.
Yeah, this is a lightning round from Quiz Bowl.
Tony-winning musical In the Heights. Teresa.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes. What tiny principality along the Mediterranean Sea is the most densely populated country in the world? Dennis.
Monaco.
Yes. Who became the first Norman king of England after defeating Anglo-Saxon forces?
No, they do not.
Teresa.
William the Conqueror.
Correct. In taxonomy, frogs belong to what class? Ishan.
Amphibians.
Yes. What work by Charles Dickens ends with the famous phrase, God bless us, everyone? Teresa.
A Christmas Carol.
Yes. Originally founded in 1642 as Ville-Marie, what is the most populous city in the province of Quebec? Dennis.
Montreal.
Yes. What butterfly-shaped gland in the neck secretes hormones? Wilson.
Thyroid.
Thyroid, correct. The Battle of Bunker Hill took place on June 17 of what year? Dennis.
1775.
Yes. What is the chemical formula for methane? Ishan.
CH4.
Yes. The Vltava River runs through the capital, Acton Boxborough with 415 points.
I am going to say that they're not glad they won. They're glad it's over.
Yeah, I'm a big Jeopardy fan, so I like quiz games.
Oh, sure.
There's
this. They used to do one locally.
Yeah, there's also one called it's a British quiz show, quiz panel show. Yeah. There's a lot of panel shows in England. They have a lot of fucking panel shows. But this one was done with Stephen Fry, and it was called QI is what it was called. QI instead of IQ, it was called QI. The premise of the show was so it's considered a game quiz show, and pretty much the format is you have to answer questions that are extremely obscure, making it unlikely that you'll give the correct answer. So to compensate, the panelists are awarded points not only for the correct answer but also for interesting answers, regardless of whether they are correct or relate to the original question at all, while points are deducted for answers which are not only wrong, but pathetically obvious. So it's a really, really good show, and they couldn't have picked a better guy to really do it. Stephen Fry is the host. I want to say he's the host for the whole the whole thing. Like he does the whole series because there's a
Yeah.
bunch of them, obviously. But
Yeah.
either way, I guess not. I guess there's been a few people that did it, but either way, the best one for me is the one where obviously is Stephen Fry. Yeah, Stephen Fry's hilarious to me.
He's
And he's
funny
really
guy, very
smart.
funny guy.
He's really
Yeah.
smart. Yeah. Okay, so he did the show. So the show was on for a while. Stephen Fry, Stephen Fry did it from 2003 to 2016. That's when the show ended. But they would have there's this English comedian. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. His name's Alan Davies.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard of Alan Davies? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was actually the only permanent panelist. So
I watched a lot of English comedy.
Okay, so you saw Jonathan Creek then. Did you ever watch The Mystery of John? Yeah, okay. So he was in that, obviously. So he's the permanent panelist, and then they would have 3 guest panelists per episode. And then they would have some guests that were on a lot. There's some really funny comedians that they have on there. Bill Bailey is a really funny comedian. He's
Go home.
Bill Bailey, go home. Yeah, Bill Bailey's pretty good, and then they had Jimmy Carr was on there a bunch, but they pretty much just have a bunch of English comedians. The only one that wasn't English, I'm pretty sure there was one guy that I want to say, man, I wish I could remember his name now because he was on there, but he was actually an American comedian, but his career never did anything in America, so he ended up like he's an American doing comedy in England. But I can't remember his name. He was on there too, but it's a good show. I would recommend it for anybody to go watch it.
I always loved English comedy because there's 2 kinds of English comedy, not 3. So there's slapstick.
Rich Hall.
Oh, Rich Hall's great. He's the one that did Sniglets. He did Sniglets. Yeah.
Not necessarily the news. That's what it was. Not necessarily the news. Yeah.
But he did these little things called Sniglets. And then so English comedy is always either fall down, get hit with a ladder, kind of, pratfall stuff, or super dry, super smart. There's no real in between, except for some of the like situation comedy stuff, and I wasn't a real big fan.
Well, even some of the situation comedy stuff's really funny because like the Keeping Up with Appearances and Faulty Towers and all that kind of stuff.
Fantastic.
Faulty Towers was great. I wish it was more than one season. The Keeping Up with Appearances was one of the ones we watched.
You know that?
Yeah, he was supposed to. Yeah, I saw that. Well, I think the thing with a lot of, like you said, situational comedies is it's the cultural references. You have to live in England to get like obviously some of the comedy like goes past that, transcends that. Like a lot of the Monty Python stuff transcends like cultural stuff. Like all the Monty Python movies, you don't have to know British culture to watch. No. But I try to watch British stand-up when I was visiting with my sister, and she'd put on this comedian that she said was funny as hell, and he's like this massive comedian in England. And it's just not, I just couldn't, I could find the stuff I could catch funny, but most of it just wasn't funny to me because I'm not his target audience.
Well, there's no commonality, I mean,
I didn't know any of the pop culture stuff because the comedian was around my sister's age, and all the stuff that he was talking about was stuff that I missed. So now 80s and 90s pop culture references for Britain, I get those, but because my mom and dad obviously grew up or were in their 20s and 30s in the 80s and 90s in England. So I get a lot of that stuff. But when it comes to like the 2000s and it's just not funny. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Some of you just don't identify with.
Yeah. Now, but Rich Hall apparently, it's kind of funny. His first professional work was, it's kind of funny. He worked on the original daytime David Letterman show. Was his first job as a writer and performer on that show.
He was on Letterman a lot. Honestly.
Yeah, he actually won. He actually got the Letterman. He's the one that got the Letterman Nami for Emmy Award for Outstanding Individual Achievement in Writing for David Letterman, because David Letterman. That show actually got a bunch of Emmys after they canceled
Rich
it.
Hall was super dry.
Yeah. So apparently later in his career, he goes to England and he starts doing a ton of panel shows QI being one of them and stuff like that. And then boom, he kind of got famous. He kind of got famous his second wave was in England. Yeah.
That sounds freaking fun to me, honestly. All right, so we're
for sure.
We're at the Hill House. We're in Bobby's room, and here's another mention of this. He is watching the movie A Dinner of Onions, and he's listening to the director track. And the director says, when I directed this scene, the sky wasn't sad enough. Read about how we fixed it in post in the companion book. Bobby's like, oh, companion book. Like he's got enough he's got to keep up with already, right? Yeah. Hank walks in and he sees, my God, Bobby has tons and tons of Post-it notes behind his head on his wall. It's like serial killerville back there. You know, he's just got all of these Post-it notes of things he needs to know and remember. And you can tell that the pressure is really starting to crush Bobby here. He says, your mother and I are headed to Megalomart. It's the last day of super savings. And Bobby says, wait, I'm coming with you. I got to get this one book and SimCity 4. And I think J-Lo's new CD drops today. Grab my shoes. I'll be in the car. And he runs off. Now we go over to Megalomart and they're coming in and it's Bobby and Peggy and Hank. And Hank says,
did he say SimCity 4?
SimCity 4. Yeah.
SimCity 4. Wow. That's crazy that he said SimCity 4 because SimCity 4 actually was released in January of 2003.
Really?
So it would have been, that would have been a game that would have been out around that time. That's a cool little pop culture reference. For those of you that don't know what SimCity is, and SimCity actually hasn't had a game made in quite some time. I can't even remember the last game they made, actually. I think the last one they made, they tried to reboot it, and it was like a online multiplayer collaborative thing instead of just like building cities by yourself. Was titled it was just SimCity, and it came out in 2013. But I'm pretty sure that's the last Sim that came out. I got a funny story about the Sims, the Maxis universe Sim games.
Yeah.
So as a kid, when I first moved here from England, I already had a 5th grade education according to the Texas standard. So the first like 5 or 6 years of school just sucked because all I really learned was like history, American history, Texas history, science, math, English, up to like 5th grade. I didn't really, and then after that, you just don't care anymore because the first 5 or 6 years of your school just sucked. But when I got to 3rd grade, I had this badass teacher. Now she had a Mac in her, and and at the time it was like one of the most powerful Macs that it was like the school had just got brand new Macs, like the most powerful Macs that were on the market at the time. And she had a magazine that was like an Apple magazine, and it had games and stuff in it too. So what she would do for me is she would acquire the game that I wanted, and she would get the game and she would install it on the computer for me. And instead of forcing me to be bored in class or go to recess or anything like that, she would let me play the game as long as my work was complete. So I'd finish my work and I would pretty much just sit there and play Sim games. So Sim Ant, Sim Town, Sim Earth. So she had all this she bought all these like Sim because she could justify the educational need for the game. So I played Sim Town. That was the one I played. I played that more than any of them, and that was a really fun one. Those games are awesome back in the day, all those Maxis games, because they weren't meant to be educational. I don't think they were intended to be educational, but they really made you think to play you had to like kind of think about complex stuff in order to be able to play the game.
Did you know that there is a problem in Simlish is Shufli.
Oh, Shufli. Oh, you know a little bit of the language, huh?
This is cool. Is Whipna Chaba Dog? No, I looked it up.
Oh, you looked it up. That's funny.
Yeah, that stupid little language they used. Okay. So
the thing I remember about that stupid little language the most was there was one called Sim Herbs in the City or something. It was like an urban sim game, and they had the Black Eyed Pea Herbs Sims in the City is what it was called, and it had Katy Perry and Black Eyed Peas were on the soundtrack, and they had Katy Perry come in, and then they actually had to record their songs in Simlish.
Good Lord. All right, so Hank says, meet us by the wood glue in 20 minutes, and Bobby just runs off. Peggy goes over and gets one of the scooters and goes, I never noticed these before. I guess they're trying to make shopping fun. It's working. She just drives by on one of those damn scooters. Bobby goes straight over to the electronics department and he looks up at the TVs and he gets super overwhelmed. And in his brain, he kind of starts seeing this in front of his eyes. And it's Kelly Clarkson that comes up. She goes, I'm Kelly Clarkson. I won American Idol. My debut album went to #1. One song on the album I wrote with Christina Aguilera. She was in the Mickey Mouse Club with Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. All these people are popping up as she's saying them. Justin is a member of NSYNC. They sing on the soundtrack for The Grinch, starring Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was in a movie with Renee Zellweger, who's worked with Catherine Zeta-Jones, who's acted with John Cusack, who is House in Malibu, near Pamela Anderson, who dated Scott Baio, who was on Happy Days with Ron Howard, who directed Apollo 13, starring Tom Hanks, who's married to Rita Wilson, who was in, and then you just hear, and just gets faster and faster and faster. And Bobby faints. He faints, and that takes us to our second commercial break and our last one.
Second commercial break.
And we will be
right back.
There you go.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Since 2003, we've been connecting buyers and sellers, providing access to sold-out events at prices lower than most secondary market options. Whether it's sports, theater, or concerts, our massive nationwide network ensures you get the tickets you want, guaranteed. For the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. That's TICKETLIQUIDATOR.com. Ticket Liquidator.
I never realized how big a badonk that Hank has, but he has a very big one. All right, so we left with Bobby fainting. He starts to kind of blink his eyes and open up, and then he sees his mom and dad and some people from the store. He goes, "Oh, what happened?" Peggy says, "Bobby, are you okay? Follow my nose with your eyes." And then she like darts her face all over the place, which is just insane. He goes, "Peggy, give him some air now. Bobby, you just fainted. How do you feel?" He goes, "Oh, I don't know. It was weird. It was like my heart was on fast forward, but my brain was on pause, then nothing." He goes, "Well, he was running pretty fast, and it's 1/4 mile to electronics. The body isn't used to that kind of activity level." Now, this woman is there who seems like a doctor, but she works for Megalomart. I don't know what her title is. She goes, "Actually, Mr. Hill, it sounds like to me your son had a panic attack." He goes, "A panic attack? Maybe we should get him to a doctor." She goes, "Sir, Megalomart trains us to take care of all medical situations." And then she gets on the phone for the PA and she goes, "Attention shoppers, if there's a doctor in the store, please report to Megalo Clinic." So I guess she's like,
Yeah.
she works at Megalo Clinic. A little bit later, there has been a doctor show up. That doctor is in a Mexican wedding shirt and a floppy hat because I guess he's there to pick up stuff for his vacation. He goes, "Mr. and Mrs. Hill, it looks like Bobby had a panic attack." And then he goes, "Doctor, he's in middle school. What does he have to panic about?" He goes, "Well, if I had to choose between performing heart surgery and going to the 7th grade dance right now, I'd say scalpel, please."
Scalpel.
Scalpel, please. Hank says, so the boy's too tense? Well, what do you recommend? Icy hot? The Bengay? The Bengay. I love that.
Yeah.
He goes, no, you can't just put ointment on this, Mr. Hill. Teen stress is a very serious problem that can lead to ulcers and many other health concerns. And Peggy all of a sudden perks up. Well, what should I do? Should I give him a hug or does he need the space? He goes, well, there's a book I can recommend. Oh, thank God there's a book. Later, we're in the Hill kitchen. So they've taken Bobby home. They put him down to rest. And Peggy's reading the book called Don't Worry, Be Happy, Stress Relief for Teens. Hank is talking to Peggy and he goes, well, I just checked on Bobby. He stopped muttering to himself. You find anything in there? He's talking about the book. She goes, it says here that what Bobby needs is a lifestyle change. Their words, not emphasis. Their words, my emphasis. Now, first, we must have to create a stress-free environment or a safe zone. And Hank says, you need me to build something? I still got those old treehouse designs. Hank does not understand what's going on at all.
No, he doesn't. Not even a little bit.
Peggy says, no, it involves things like scented candles, hot teas, positive affirmation. Hank, go make Bobby feel good about himself. Compliment him. He goes, for what? She goes, whatever. Tell him he has good hair. What? Oh, he does. And he goes to see Bobby, who's in his bed. He goes, so your TV watching got you under the weather, did it? He goes, yeah, I guess so. Wait a second. What time is it? Did you hear the weekly top 40? What was number 1? Did anything have a bullet? He goes, don't worry about that now, Bobby. Just get some rest. He goes, but the countdown Nielsen rating, supersize it. He goes, your mother likes your hair. He goes, Hair, directed by Milos Forman. I mean, Bobby just can't get out of his own way right now.
Yeah, no, he can't. Yeah, he's trapped.
So now we're in the living room.
Trapped.
Yes. Now we're in the living room. They're pulling all the curtains too. There's lighting scented candles. They take everything off the table and put that book there, the Don't Worry, Be Happy book. And Bobby is like on the couch and he goes, oh, so dark with this thing on, because he's got a sleep mask on. He goes, what are you doing? She goes, shh, it's okay, Bobby. Everything is very safe. We're going to take, ow, ooh, okay, I just burned myself. She burned herself on a candle. She goes, but you are very, very safe. And she goes to Hank and says, I got to get some ice. He goes, okay, Bobby, we're going to take your mind on a journey. You're laying on a beach on a warm, sunny day. Your legs feel like spaghetti. He goes, what kind of spaghetti? Fettuccine? Angel hair? He goes, calm down, Bobby.
Chill out, Bobby. Yeah.
He goes, how about some tea? Now we're in the alley. We've got
what kind of tea? Chamomile? Green tea? Earl Grey? Lady Grey? Yeah.
Now we're in the alley with all 4 guys, and you hear Dale, so how's the professor doing? Hank says, he's really got himself worked up. I tell you what, I just don't understand where it's coming from. Bill says, well, it's tough being a kid these days. Hank, all we had to worry about was Vietnam, Charles Manson, and swine flu.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hank says, is it that bad now? Heck, 100 years ago, kids were working in pork factories and coal mines. You can't tell me that wasn't stressful. You hear Dale, Hank's right. Back when Disneyland first started, it was completely powered by orphan children running on treadmills and underground tunnels. And today, those kids are the New York Yankees. What a spew of incorrect things. That is just the funniest thing I think Dale has ever said. When Disneyland started, it's a bunch of orphans running on treadmills, and today those kids are New York Yankees. That's insane. Hank says, well, I better go flip over his Common Sounds tape. So he leaves, and Dale just kind of looks at everybody and goes, oh, who wants to thumb wrestle? Just go to, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
We're back inside. Bobby's in a ball on the couch, and you hear the gentle rainfall tape playing. He goes, all this rain is making me think of drowning. Well, that's a bad sign right there when your kid's thinking of drowning. He goes, oh, this is pointless. Hank says, it's going to be okay, son. We'll get you through this. And he goes, but I'm never going to relax. I keep thinking about movies and music and Quiz Bowl. And if I screw up, nobody goes to college and Shane never gets his trust fund. I need to quit. Whew, I feel better already. I quit. Uh-huh. He goes, this is miraculous. Nobody has ever has to count on me again. Hey, my stomach just unknotted. He goes, Bobby, I don't think you should quit. He goes, what? But you said this pop culture stuff was stupid. He goes, well, it is, but you made a commitment to your team. You should honor it. Here's our morality twist here, right? He goes, but the stress, Dad, what about the stress? He goes, well, you might not believe this, Bobby, but I get stressed all the time. He goes, you? Says, yep, but I don't give up. I face my problems. Stress isn't bad, Bobby. Heck, if we weren't stressed about the Nazis taking over Europe, we wouldn't have fought World War II. What's bad is letting stress make your life miserable. Bobby says, well, the big match is tomorrow. I don't know if I can get into game shape by then. He goes, you can handle this, Bobby, and I'll help you. He hands the remote to the TV. They turn it on, and you hear, well, hey there, Mr. Drysdale. And Hank says, I love the Beverly Hillbillies, which
I do too.
I loved them also. And then you hear, I talked Jethro into staying to work for you. Show him your ciphering, boy. And Jethro says, naught times naught is naught. Naught times one is naught. Naught times two is naught. Woo, doggy. That's what you get from a 6th grade education. Both of them start just laughing and kind of bonding over this. And Hank says, you know, the guy who played Jed Clampett also played Barnaby Jones, the milk-drinking elderly private eye. Peggy's kind of watching them talk. She's very proud of the fact that Hank is able to connect with his son. He goes, he fought, he said, played Barnaby Jones. And he goes, oh, wow, cool. And he goes, and Jethro's dad, Max Baer Sr., was a heavyweight boxing champ. He fought Joe Louis. He goes, hey, Dad, why is Jethro dressed so funny? He's trying to be a double naught spy. Look, he's putting his lead spy hat on.
A double naught spy.
That's right. And they both just laugh, and we get our credits. Now, after the credits, the script says, let's take a break. Who has the Tums from the teacher? Hulu said, or the films of M. Night Shyamalan. And that is it. That is the end of season 8. Episode 18, Stress for Success.
That is it.
That is all. It was a good episode. It's fun.
Yeah, I like this episode.
Yeah, I mean it's not, it doesn't have anything to do with anything, honestly. It's kind of a bottle episode, but it's very good. All right, Rusty, you want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you can find us at BWAAAKOTH at all social medias. If you're listening to this on audio only, go to youtube.com/@BWAAAKOTH and give us a follow, like, and a subscribe over there, and come check us out.
Follow, like, and subscribe, and check us out. I would like to say thank you to everybody who's here and who was here. Thank you guys for continuing to show up. Thanks for sticking with us through our little rough patches. We'll be back on Friday, and then we'll be back again on Monday. So that really just leaves us one thing left to say.
Yeah. The Quizmaster asked the name for absolute zero with the question -20. With the answer was -273 degrees Kelvin. Kelvin scale does not have a negative correlation. Zero is the beginning of absolute zero.
That's funny. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. And on that note, we matanye.
We matanye indeed. We'll see you guys.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.